All right, what's going on, guys? I'm here right now with 2023. Oh, actually, I just realized I forgot to ask you. Wait, did I ask you how tall you were or what position you were? Just gotta make sure.
I'm 6'7" and I play forward.
Okay, okay, all right. So I forgot to ask what position you were. I was like, yeah, I was about to say, I was like, I saw 6'7", then I saw point guard, and I was like,
Yeah,
I was like, there's just no way. But
nah, yeah, I play forward.
yeah, because that would have been crazy. But anyways, as I was saying earlier, I'm here with 2023 6'7" Hart County High School forward Tahj Johnson. How are you, man?
I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for asking. How's your season been going on or anything like
Right.
that? But
Yeah,
I know Atlanta is pretty heavy in Atlanta right now. I don't know what it's like out in the country.
yeah. We're like I think 13-3 and like in 3A in Georgia. We're actually second right now.
Yeah,
So
you said so. Your class 3A.
yeah, I'm 3A.
Doesn't that so I don't know if it's like this in every state. I don't even know if it's like this in Florida, but are classes like the higher the class, the more the more students?
Yeah. Exactly like that. Same thing.
So I'm assuming that your school has like no students in it, right? If it's 3A.
Yeah, 3A. Yes, towards the bottom. I think it's single A, then it's 1A, 2A, then it's 3A. I think the highest it goes is 7. I think.
Yeah, so you definitely live like so how many kids are at your school then?
Not a lot. I know the whole town overall had about 4,000, 5,000, something like that.
Wait, that's like how many people are in your whole town?
Yeah, not
Oh
the
man, I
whole
didn't even
town.
think that's crazy. Yeah, so you live in a small school. So I'm just gonna throw a big like a big question at you right now. I mean going to a school like that, I doubt like no shade to where you live. Like I doubt
You're
the
good.
basketball is nowhere near as good as it is in Atlanta.
I
Have you ever
mean,
thought of actually transferring or doing any of that
uh,
years?
I have, but I feel like being a hometown kid and staying at home, I have a lot. Everybody I know, I grew up and playing with since we was 5, 6 years old. So I'll probably end up just staying. But I got guys out there trying to tell me to come out there, but I don't know yet. Who knows what the future holds?
Yeah. So you would say like at least for this moment, you're pretty committed to your school right now.
Yeah, at this moment I am.
Yeah, because that's definitely like a big thing, you know. And you said you were hearing it from other people like trying to get you over there. I mean, have you been really battling with that thought for a while, like doing that?
Yeah, it's been I've been getting those questions since about 8th grade. Now I'm in 10th, so I done heard from mostly all the schools out there. I mean, I know I keep my options open, but right now I'm comfortable at home.
And would you say like let's say somebody told you, at least in terms of recruitment and getting offers, like you will get the same amount of exposure and get the same offers regardless of whether you live in Atlanta or where you live. Would you choose to stay at home?
Yeah, most definitely being a hometown hero.
Yeah, and I mean, we see tons of kids kind of like sacrifice being a hometown hero. Like, there's tons of guys in my area who could easily be hometown heroes, but they all dipped. And they're no longer here anymore. I mean, they're still killing it, but now you can't be a hometown hero. Like, why is that something that you want to do really bad?
Just growing up, I want to always give back to my community. These people help me get to where I'm at. So, and I just love everybody, all my family. I want to enjoy these last couple of years I got with them before I go to college.
For sure. And I mean, just overall, like, what's it like living in such a small town? Like, like where you live is basically like maybe 1,500 more people than my high school. So that's just crazy. I can never imagine living in a town that many people in
Yeah.
it. Can you describe what it's like growing up over there?
Everybody knows everybody. My grandparents went to the school, my parents. Now I go to the school. Like it just, it's very small. We all grew up with each other. Everybody that plays sports, we been playing together since we was 5 or 6 years old. And most people play around three sports since it's so small. But I just play basketball.
And is the town you live in like is it the stereotypical hometown? Like is everything kind of old and like beat up over there? And
Not really. It's more like it's not really like that. I've been around towns like that. It's kind of more newer, I guess you can say, for a small town.
So it's almost like a modern town with nobody living in it, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so like, but I mean, when you think of small towns, like I would say one of the thoughts I think of is sketchy. Like, is there anything sketchy kind of go on? Like, that's kind of what I think. Like, if I think of
Yeah,
small
like
town,
you think of TV.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's
I'm
not
gonna think
really
of,
no. It's not really no sketch. It's just like it's very just very slow pace. Like you know what you're gonna do when you get up today. It's not too many things. We don't have no like no bowling alley, skating ring. Most people just go to the lake or hunt for fun.
yeah. We also these are people go they either go to the lake or they hunt.
Yeah, or hoop. Really, sports is really what everybody loves to do around. Sports is very big. Like if you're not playing sports, you're really not doing nothing around here.
And so you see those Texas hometowns where it revolves around football. Like you would say where you live, it revolves around sports.
Yes, but man, I'll probably say mainly football, but basketball over the last couple of years got bigger since I think 2 years ago they went to state, so it's been getting bigger. But right now, I would say it's more of a football town, most definitely.
And like you mentioned how people for fun, they'll go to the lake, they'll hunt. Like that sounds like stuff that like I feel like not a lot of hoopers do those kinds of activities. Like I don't want to say they're more normal, but
Yeah.
they do more normal things. I would say at least to my standard. Like is that do you do those kind of country activities or are you more just like trying to do as many normal things you can?
I'm not really country for. I don't go hunting, fishing, none of that. Like it's a town like 10 minutes away, 20 minutes away. They got malls and all that, so I'll just go over there if I need something fun to do. I'm not that type of country guy.
Yeah, so like whenever you can, like I guess you could say that town was like your home away from home almost. Like you'll try to be there more than like your hometown, I guess.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's not really too much to do out here. Like most of the time, we're just trying to find a gym to play at. That's what we like to do for fun, or play football or something like that.
And since you said like sports is a big part of your community, when kids are little, like playing in those maybe those rec league games or those youth games, like are those usually packed when there's not much to do there? Like are people just
Yeah,
always sports
they're
like for the
pretty yeah, they're pretty packed and competitive. I remember going to school elementary, just going to school like kids arguing just because we know we're gonna get to play each other that weekend. Like sports through reg, middle school, high school, they're all important to the community. We lots of people come out to watch all those games.
Yeah, it definitely sounds super crazy. And I'm wondering, like, do you think that when you grow up, and you're just gonna live on your own, either with like you're gonna have your own family, or you're just gonna live in a house or apartment, would you want to live in more of a city or a bigger suburb, or do you think you kind of like that small town lifestyle?
Yeah, I'm definitely ready to get out. It's cool and all, but I want to move towards the city, and I've been like that since I was small. I always wanted to move away, but it's still home. I'll definitely come back and visit, but as soon as I get the chance, I'll probably leave.
Yeah, so you think it's more like it's not like you hate where you live, but you would rather be like, live someplace more with more people in it, but then when you come back home, like you're gonna love being there.
Yeah, most definitely. That's how it is during the summer, with a lot of traveling because the AAU, it always feel great to come back home.
Yeah, like it's almost like where you live, it's like a good place to go for like on vacation or check out for a couple hours, but it's not like the best place to maybe be stuck there.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
Yeah, so with those high school basketball games though, like are those just like are you almost not even a hometown hero, but like a hometown celebrity? Does all 4 or 5 thousand people know who you are?
Uh, yeah, you can say that. It's kind of been like that since I hit middle school, seventh grade, because I dunked in the game for the first time in seventh grade. That kind of really put me out there, and like the whole town was watching, and I always had support from everybody in the town. So it's much love for them.
So like when you were in middle school, you had like the whole town coming to the middle school games and everything.
Yes, they actually my eighth grade year, we played one game at the middle school. They had to move all the games to the high school because they used to get so packed.
Yeah, that's like definitely crazy. I mean, I can't even believe that. But oh shoot, wait, hold on a second. Hold on, I gotta check. All right, I think we're good. Sorry, I have like the interview going on my phone just to make sure everything like
Yeah.
runs with issues, and we actually had an issue, but I think we're good.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make sure just in case before we continue, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm pretty sure we're good, but I gotta double check just in case.
I bet.
Um, Yeah, we should be good. Yeah, sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure. But you said how you people going to your middle school games where you were dunking and all that stuff. Like people that live in small towns or don't know what else is out there, like they're gonna be really impressed by the smallest things. Even myself, like I'm now just starting to see a lot of high level basketball players. It's easy for me to be impressed by. So if I saw somebody dunking in seventh grade or eighth grade or whatever you said, I'm gonna think they're going straight to the league out of high school. Like, did you have a lot of people telling you that when you were coming into high school? Like, you're the next LeBron James, you're gonna draft to number one. And if you were dealing with those thoughts, like I'm sure you probably even thought that for a little bit. How you handle now seeing that there's just so much better out there?
Most definitely. Growing, I mean, yeah, middle school area, coming into high school, people like you said thought I was a next LeBron, gonna be great. But my parents, they always told me it was more out there. They always kept me humble through everything. And the eighth grade summer, coming into high school, I kind of played more naturally, and I got to notice how it's other people out there just like me. It kind of humbled me. I mean, it was an up and down summer for me, but I'm happy I did it. It showed me that it was better kids out there, kids just like me playing basketball that have the same talent that I do.
And I almost feel kind of stupid asking. Like I should have said something else to that question because I pretty much asked you like, can you explain to me like what it's like like finding out that you're not that good at basketball? That was kind of a dumb question. But another thing too though is those people could be right about you, and you could just be extremely slept on. Just since I doubt you get too much exposure. So what's it like pretty much flying under the radar? Since obviously there's probably not a lot of exposure from where you are.
That's how we grew up out here. We know no scouts or nothing, no media's coming out here, no overtimes coming out here to watch us playing hard county. We play with a chip on our shoulder. When we go out there to the city and play them teams, we're really wanting to kill them because they know. I mean, we want everything they have. They got the cameras and everything at their games. We want that too. We feel like we're just as good as them. We deserve the same thing, but it is what it is. We know. We just try to go out there and play basketball.
So you guys do play games a lot against like the city teams.
Not as much. We got a couple in every season, about three or four, maybe five at the most.
So this season, did you get to play any of the teams like in Atlanta, or no? Just because like you guys maybe couldn't travel as much.
Uh, not really. The only team I think we played from Atlanta was Collins Hill. We beat them by like 20, and we played Lanier. They beat us by like five. I want to say that was our first game of the season too. But like Grayson or Willer, Milton, we haven't played none of them.
Okay, but have you played them like before in the past?
Not during school ball, but during the summer, I always play those guys. Isaiah's out there, Willard, Kanan, and all them guys out there in Milton, and playing with them during the summer. That's fun. So I get to see the competition there, but during school, I don't really see them. But I keep up with them because those are my guys.
Yeah, definitely. And since you mentioned some of those guys, like obviously you play well AAU basketball, with Isaiah. I mean even the last guy I interviewed, Kate out there in Alabama.
Yeah.
There's obviously a lot of like really talented basketball players you play with at TSF. Before we talk about what it's like just playing with them, since you are a small town guy, how'd they even find out about you?
Camps. I met Coach Julian coming into my. It was ninth grade. It was a camp I went to, and I was dominating that camp. And he actually came to talk to me and my parents, and he wanted me to come out there and try with those guys. And I did good, so I ended up being on the team. But before that, eighth grade, I played with Georgia Stars, another EYBL team, and that was through a connection. A guy that I knew since about seventh grade. He helped me get me on that team.
Okay, so I mean those are definitely the are Georgia Stars. Oh no, because AOT is EYBL too, right? So it's AOT,
Yeah,
Georgia
yeah, yeah,
Stars, and TSF are the three EYBL teams.
yeah, yeah. From Georgia.
Okay, but I guess so far, you guys obviously didn't get to play too many games, but what has it been like playing with TSF? Obviously, one of those UIBL teams from the Georgia area.
It's been very fun playing with that much talent. Those guys can create their shots and just always make the right basketball play. It's always fun getting out there to play with top guys like those. And I just love playing them. With them, and I can't wait for this summer to play with them again.
And are there any guys from that team like that you kind of got really close with, or guys that you just enjoy playing with a ton over any of the other guys?
I would probably say Cade, since I knew him the longest. I actually met Cade in eighth grade, so I knew him the longest going to TSF. I already knew he was there. That was a good reason for me going there too. And yeah, he's always been my guy since about eighth grade.
And I forgot how tall Kate is, but I do know he's pretty huge too. So are both
Yeah.
of you guys that big front court duo on TSF?
We actually have Brandon too. He kind of plays more of the front. I kind of play
Yeah,
more of the back court with playing with TSF.
yeah. How tall?
Brandon, he's about 6'8" himself. So I'm
Oh
kind of
wow.
more of the three. You know, you got
Yeah,
Isaiah and Kane at the two, me at the three, and Brandon Cade at the 4 and 5. And we also got LT. He's the number one
yeah,
football
yeah.
player in the nation,
I
and we got him too.
yeah. That's just like I want to ask about playing with the number one football player like in the country. I just want to know can the number one football player play basketball like pretty
Yeah,
well?
he's a beast in the paint. Like I haven't seen nobody be able to stop him in the paint. Nobody, not one person has I seen stop him in the paint if he gets the ball in the post.
Yeah, I just find out like so interest. Like I cannot dual sport athletes are like crazy to me. I just don't know how they do it. And just because both the sports, like to get an offer in both sports, which people have, I mean like basketball, there's just so much like thing going on in basketball and football, the same thing. Like being able to do all of that and be a normal kid and go to school, having all that go on is just unbelievable.
Yeah, he's different. He's a freak athlete.
Yeah, those people. But even for yourself too. Like, obviously, you're one of those freak athletes as well. You just don't play like multiple sports, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next season, or actually not even, well, I was gonna say like if it happens, but it's definitely happening EYBL. How excited are you for that since that was confirmed?
I'm very excited. Since last season got canceled, it really hurt because I feel I had something to prove last season. But I feel like I still do this season. Just going up against all the top players in the nation, I just can't wait to play that competition. I'm ready for it now.
Are there maybe any players or any teams that you're looking forward to facing on EYBL?
I wouldn't say any. I'm just ready to play. But if I had to say any team, it would be Strive for Greatness because Isaiah them eighth grade year, I think they lost to them by like 1 point. I wasn't on TSF yet, so I would love to be a part of the rematch.
Yeah, that would definitely be pretty great. They had some pretty like close matches, strive for greatness. Like I feel like a lot of teams kind of have some not even because it's like Brawny and all of them, but at the same time they play in a lot of tight games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I that'll definitely be pretty exciting too. So would this be your first time playing or would last summer being your first time playing EYBL?
Yeah, it would have been. They started 15U. That would have been us last year, so canceling, yeah, that would have been my first time. But I didn't been to the sessions before. My eighth grade year, I actually been.
Okay, did you go to Peach Jam your eighth grade year? I'm assuming because I was in Georgia or no.
Yeah, I got to go to the one in Atlanta and Peach Jam.
Oh, okay, because there was like a live session in Atlanta too.
Yeah, the first session was actually in Atlanta. Oh, and I actually made the one in Indiana. We had a tournament in Indiana that weekend too. I made it to that one too.
Oh, okay, so did you go like you played your games and like I guess went over there to watch like a few games?
Yeah, I went to every session except the one in Dallas.
Okay, well, I mean that's definitely pretty dope. But with that EYBL atmosphere, even though you couldn't play in it, like you describe what the EYBL session atmosphere is like.
It's very crazy. You can be starstruck. Like every corner you look, there's a top guy. All the people you see on social media and everything. Like I remember watching Sharif Cooper, Jalen Green, Josh Christopher, all them guys that have been watching on YouTube. So seeing them in person, it was very cool.
And is it really just that crazy? Like I'll walk in the gym and I look to my left and I see Sharif Cooper playing, and then all of a sudden like I'll look to my right and there's Josh Christopher. Like there's all playing at once, all a bunch of different courts.
Yeah, it's crazy because actually, like when I first walked in, I like walked right past Cade Cunningham, so that was crazy. But yeah, so many great games going on at once. Like you don't know what game to watch.
Yeah. So I mean, when I was in Atlanta for Hoops Giving, like it honestly wasn't too hard of a decision, but there were some tough calls I had to make. Like I had to pick. I don't know. Did you see how like J.D. Davidson had that like crazy dunk or that
Yeah,
almost
yeah, I
crazy?
saw it.
Yeah. So I actually chose to miss that, and I chose to watch with Thatch Academy finish playing Pebblebrook instead. I watched the first
Yeah,
half of JD's game, and then I'm like, yeah, let me just. I did like a half and half kind of thing.
yeah.
I don't regret my decision. I slightly regret it. It would have been crazy to see, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Like I had some trouble picking. Like, wait, which game should I watch? I mean, which games did you end up like? Which games like your toughest to pick between?
I think it was Josh Christopher playing against Scotty Barnes and Jalen Green was playing. I actually watched the Jalen Green game, and I think it ended up being a blowout. And the Josh Christopher game actually been close, so I missed out on that one. And it was another game. I missed Terrence Clark play because I watched Sharif them play. Team Why Not? That was another game.
Okay, so choosing to watch Jalen Green play, but would you have been allowed to like you can't just walk over to the other court instead and just see the other game? Like you're restricted to that one court.
Nah, you could have walked over. I just want to see Jalen really. Uh, Because I remember watching him for the first time in about seventh grade. He was in 10th, and he just always, his play style always popped out to me. So I always wanted to watch him play in person. So that's something I want to do when I went there. So I know how to watch one of his games.
Yeah, I mean, for me, definitely like I would probably pick the I'd probably pick the Knight Riders and Vegas Elite game because one at least for a little bit I love Josh Christopher like just like everything about him I was like this
Yeah.
guy's unbelievable and then I'm Scotty Barnes but then don't forget like Isaiah Todd was there too like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was on their team too.
that team had some dogs I'm not gonna lie that was a pretty solid team
Yeah.
but I would have picked I don't like I respect your decision I definitely would have picked the other game and it was close like that's
Yeah.
that's
I just look. Yeah, Jalen just popped out to me because I remember he was like from that, what class is it? 2020 class?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jalen, he always just popped out to me. So I had to watch him. He was definitely my favorite player in that class.
Yeah. Would you like if you're doing the rankings, like the one thing kind of controversial with those rankings was one and two, is it Jalen Green, is it Cade Cunningham? Would you put Jalen Green over Cade Cunningham?
I don't know because I actually watched Cade and I said I remember I watched them at the first session. I saw Cade play and I said he's by far not by far, but he was the best person I seen. So I think I would have kept Cade at one.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. I just feel like Cade is more like I feel like Jalen has that I don't want to say like immature playing style, but more like
Yeah,
that high school mixtape playing style where like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
no
He's more flashy.
yeah, and that can only take you so far. Like you like I can't. Who's like a flashy player in the NBA? Honestly, that's like I get maybe John Morant. Like
Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah. John Moran.
guys where they're not like you can't be flashy anymore. Like Cade's is so he's like a pro already. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could tell he was a pro.
Yeah, and he's just like he I feel like he like never talks. Like he actually he seems like a more chattier guy than you'd think, but
Yeah, he's
he's
like the team leader. He played more point guard actually. He was like a 6'8" point guard out there making plays.
yeah, but it's more like you see watching Jalen Green play like that guy's gonna be a talker, but when you see Cade Cunningham play, like you feel like off the court he's just kind of just all business all the time.
Yeah, you can tell he's like a very laid back type guy.
Yeah, definitely. But going into your recruiting process now, when did you receive that first offer?
It was actually this summer. My he actually they had called me and they told me they was gonna offer me. That really felt like took some relief off of me. 'Cause I felt like I was ready for that first offer. I didn't want to rush it, but I felt like I was ready. So when I got that call, it was very important to me. It's a day I'll never forget.
Yeah, for sure. And just overall, like being a 2023 guy, you don't know too much, but just what has the whole recruiting process been like?
It's been fun so far. Getting to talk to coaches in the schools I grew up watching and things like those. So getting to build a connection with those guys has been very fun.
Yeah, what are some of those guys that you think have been the more cooler people that you've talked to?
I would probably say Georgia State. Their coach was very. He asked about my family and things like those. Like he actually cared. That was a good call. But I very thankful for every coach that called me, and also Middle Tennessee. But Georgia State coach, I feel like we talked the longest. So that was a good talk with him.
Okay, has there been like any celebrities like maybe they don't even go to any of the schools you go to, but have there been any players that have you've either reached out to that giving you advice or have reached out to you to kind of help you out and guide you?
I wouldn't say really. I mean, it's a couple guys that I know that I have met. Like I done met Scoot, Jabbar. I didn't talk to him before. Well, I haven't tested him, but I done seen him, met him a couple times. And Dylan Hunter, he played with Georgia Stars when I was there, so it's a couple top guys that I know.
Yeah, wait, who? Wait, this is gonna be who's Dylan Hunter again? I completely forgot.
He's a kid that played with E Money Bates now. He moved, but he's from Georgia. He went to Westlake.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
we was with it. He was on the team older than me, my eighth grade year when I was with the Georgia Stars, and of course Bruce too with TSL.
yeah, Bruce is crazy. I think he's very. I love watching him. I love watching him and Kendall. Man, they were. I love
Yeah,
watching those.
he's fun to play with, very and a cool guy too.
Yeah, he's. I mean, you say fun, but I'm sure he's like a terrible to play against. Like so, him and Kendall, they're so high motor. Like it's so crazy watching a play. Like, their motors are unbelievable.
Yeah, the 2023 play the 2022 a lot. It's always competitive when we go against each other.
Yeah. So, but I'm assuming like, do you ever guard Bruce or not? Maybe on a switch because he's a
Yeah,
point
on a
guard and
switch,
you're.
he's very quick and he can shoot. Like his speed, that's one thing about him. He's very fast, and he always make the right basketball play. He always know when to make the right pass or when to score.
Yeah, I'm wondering like you're saying he's fast, but he looks like a football player too. Would you see
Yeah,
like
yeah, he's strong. He's very strong. Yeah, his strength
yeah
comes. Yeah,
yeah he looks pretty built in my opinion. But like what are those TSF practices like? Because I think Kate might mention too how you guys are always competing against that older team. So what are those practices like?
they're very competitive. Most time we don't even mix it up. It's just 2022 versus 2023. I mean, it's very competitive. A lot of trash talk and stuff like those. We really go out there and compete with each other. Like there's no friends on the court.
So you would say like those practices are like it seems like a few warm drills and all of a sudden it's like all right guys like let's just compete.
Yeah, yeah. We kind of start off warm up, do a few drills. Then after that, we're straight to compete and playing against each other.
And have there been like any heated moments during those? Like, of course, I'm off. Of course, I'll be fine. But at least in the practice in that moment, have there been
Yeah,
any sort of big heated moments?
yeah. It's been a couple heated moments. Yeah, it's been a couple.
Yeah. So, wait, did you say that they usually do mix up the age groups, or is it usually just
They not really. No, we're not really mixing up. It's just us versus them, really.
okay? So obviously, being the younger guys, them kind of picking on you, they're just older than you, more experienced. Like they got all the advantages. How much harder is it for you guys to get buckets on them?
I mean, it's kind of harder, but playing varsity, you're playing four grades, so it's kind of still like that. But it's fun because they're older. Most of them are probably more stronger, so it helps us when we go back down to playing guys our age. It just makes it way easier.
And so, like, what would you say? Pretty much a majority. Like, how many games did you play this summer?
We actually played about two or three tournaments. I want to say two tournaments. We played two. One we played up, and one we played our age group.
All right. So, in the one you played your age group in, would you consider that like a lot? Or did you guys win or not?
Yeah, we won. We won.
All right. So, would you say like, and when you were playing the age group, was that just a lot easier than your practices?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was way easier than our practices.
Yeah. Was it like surprising? Like, were you guys surprised how easy it was, or?
No, not really, because we know the work that we put in to be that good and be that dominant. But yeah, I think we won almost every game by like about 15, and we played some pretty good teams from Georgia, so that was fun.
Yeah, that's like pretty crazy. But what about when you guys played up in the tournament? How much was that at all harder than what you guys were expecting, or what was like playing up?
Yeah, it was tougher. I think we actually played 2 or 3 games. I think I want to say we won two and lost one, and they was all close. It was neither one of them was a blowout. Playing up those guys, it was fun playing that tournament too. That was actually our first one playing together too.
Okay, so that definitely must have been pretty interesting. But before we get this interview under concluded, can you tell me some of your goals and things you kind of want to accomplish by the time you head off to college?
Uh, you know, the goals most definitely win state for the town and just want to play the things like every other kid, the McDonald's Shootout, Jordan Brand Classic, be a part of the USA team, stuff like that, and just picking the right college for me. That's all my goals, and probably breaking the scoring record for my school. I would love to do that. I don't know what it is, but I love to break it.
Yeah. Wait. I don't know if I just wait. Is that an Eternal It Takes sweatshirt, or am I tripping right now?
Yeah, it is. It is.
No, you got it, bro. Wait, how much, bro? You can send me the link to that one after this the interview. So
I,
is
I,
Lil
I
Uzi,
got you.
bro? I had no idea. Like I was like looking. I'm like, wait, there's no way. Is he your favorite
Yeah,
rapper?
yeah, him, yeah, Young Boy and Uzi, my favorite rappers by far.
Yeah, bro. He's been at least, I don't know how long like you've been around music for. Like you probably started maybe the same year I did. Like I started my 8th grade year, so he was
I think
always
I
the
was
first.
7th grade. I think I was
Yeah,
seventh
yeah.
grade. Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the same year because that's kind of when I started getting super popular. Yeah, I've listened to him like ever since I started listening to rap music because he's like the combination of like hype, but you do get what he's saying. Like I
Yeah, yeah,
love,
yeah.
yeah,
He
but
dropped
he's
my
yeah.
favorite. My favorite mixtape is actually Louis versus the World. That's my favorite mixtape ever. That's kind of
Yeah.
like when I really fell in love with Uzi.
Yeah, I would say my favorite, probably one of my favorite all time songs is "Money Longer" by far. So yeah, so and Lil Uzi versus the World.
Yeah,
But then other than that, I like Love Is Rage too personally. That one
yeah.
like
Love Is Right too is great too. I
that
love
was
it.
that was like the first album that I really just pressed play on and just listened to. Like when I was in 8th grade, 9th grade, I would just listen to the top songs from the albums, and that was it. Like I didn't really listen to music like that, but with that album, I listened to the whole thing. That was like the
Yeah,
only thing I did that with.
yeah. Same way with me versus when he dropped Louis versus the World. Like I know every song on that mixtape. I can sing every song word by word.
Yeah, I mean he hasn't dropped like two like I feel like he definitely has a much longer career to. Or actually, I mean 2015 was Love Is Rage, so I guess
Yeah,
I I guess he's like slightly old, but like there's a lot more rappers out there with like a lot more music put out. Like he hasn't put out too much music.
yeah. I'm always ready for a new Uzi whenever it comes out.
Yeah, but so, like I feel like sometimes it could fold though. You have to like at least now like it could fold. It could fold. There's chances that it could fold.
Yeah, it could, but I think he'll do okay, no matter what. I'll probably always support it.
Yeah, like probably two of my favorite like all time songs are "Wanted You" when it was Lil Uzi and Nav, one of my favorite all time songs, and
Yeah,
then
that
also
sounds great.
"Watch" with Lil Uzi, Travis Scott, and Kanye. That song is probably like
Yeah,
my
yeah,
my
yeah, 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 yeah. I know that song too.
that song. Oh my gosh, bro, you've no idea, bro. I get so turned to that song, like you've no idea. Like, that song is by far one of the best songs I've ever heard, probably.
Yeah, I actually heard like EXO Tour Life like really before it blew up, like when it was like a leak, and I fell in love with it. Then when it came out, I didn't really like it that much because everybody listened to it, but I really heard it before it blew up.
Yeah. So actually, when that song came out, like I wasn't into rap music at that time. Or actually, no, sorry, I wasn't like listening to leaks or anything like that. I would go to Spotify, go to Rap Caviar, and see what I liked from that playlist, and then pick whatever
Yeah,
songs I liked from that one and just put on my playlist. And that's what I did for like a year and a half. But when that song came out, I actually thought the song was like the worst song I ever heard. I was like, I thought the song sucked. Like you've no idea how much like, and it's not like my favorite song. Like I love the song, I listen to it a lot, but you've no idea how much
yeah.
guys that song. Like I thought it was like the worst lyrics, like the worst everything. I thought that song was terrible.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I fell in love with it. Like it was
No,
when I heard
when
it
I
because it was a leak, and I was
when
like, I
I
need
heard
this
it,
song.
no, I was at like a dance with my school. I heard that song, and I was like, "This is the worst song I've ever heard." And I think that's what I said. I think that's what I said. But the album, the new album, The Future, that was crazy. That was awesome.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people sleeping on the album. A lot of people say they don't like it, but I actually like it.
No, I think it goes crazy. I mean, a lot of the songs, like the only songs I don't like, I would say, are like the Tic Tac song. I don't really care for that. Other than
Yeah,
that, I pretty much like all of them. I think they're all
yeah,
like crazy
yeah.
good.
There are lit songs you can get licked to. There are like pregame songs I listen to before the game.
Yeah, exactly. And the beats too are pretty like the beats are pretty solid.
Yeah, they are.
Like I'm thinking on my school's PA announcer. So like when I announce starting lineups, I put like a background beat. I think Bust a Move.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the song in the album. I think that beat. I'm gonna put that on the back. I was like, I'm thinking. I don't know when I want to do it. I think we have one more home game left, and I still haven't done it yet. But I think that song's like I'm gonna use that like the instrumental for the starting lineups. Like I think that'd be tough.
Yeah, that would be very late for the game.
Yeah, but that beat's like different. Like that's like a different beat. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I guess
love all those beats on the album.
yeah. But I had no. I like just realized it was Sweat. I was like that's crazy. But yeah, I guess before we end this interview, is there anything you want to plug or anybody you want to shout out?
Just want to shout out the whole Hart County for always supporting me. You know, very small town, and I just want to take out to the top with me.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And again, make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram at cozy.taj. And I'm iHoopsFL. And anyways, for 2023, Hart County High School forward, Tahj Johnson. I'm Isaac Fleischer, and this has been another iHoopsFL interview. Peace out, guys.